What is up, guys? It is Cootie here, bringing you guys an Naruto Storm Revolutions discussion. A lot of you guys have been asking me to bring you guys it, so I decided, you know what, why not, let's do this. And guys, this is going to be, a little bit of a weird discussion. It's gonna go off topic a lot. It's gonna go to everything that I need to hit. Like, I need to hit all these points real quick. So let's go. First thing first, in Revolutions, what I want to ask is there going to be a replay system like in Generations, which they took out in Storm 3, which was completely dumb that they did that, because I thought that feature really was good, because of course there's some matches that I had that I wasn't able to cap card that were really epic, and they were not in Storm 3. Like, so if I had to literally have my cap card all the time on, if I ran into an epic match on Storm 3, I really needed to. But in Storm Generation, they had a replay system, and it was really good. I honestly hope they implement that back into, Revolutions. Another thing I want to talk about is the characters. Now, will we be getting new characters in this game? Will we be getting, like, will we be getting the Sound 4 Ninja? Will we be getting the Ito Kages? Will we be getting, characters in that nature? Like, characters that we've been missing out of the franchise, because we got kind of screwed over in Storm 3 when they talked about the Ito Kages in the trailer, like as if we were going to be able to play as them, but we weren't. So I'm wondering, will they be able to listen to us? That's another key thing. Will CC2 listen to us? That's another thing, because if you guys do not know, it took them literally about 6 months or 7 months or something from Storm 3 being released to build a patch on the game, to fix Minato's invincibility, to fix that. And it took them so long that a lot of people already had given up on the game. And that's what I want to talk about again. Is it going to be the same game over and over? Because from what I've been seeing it's just like they've been just rinse and repeating. That's all they've been doing. They've been copying characters, pasting them, copying maps, pasting them. I don't think CC2 is doing their best. They're not trying their best to make a game that will satisfy the Naruto community. They're not doing that. And just so you guys know, like, think about this real quick. Alright, so Naruto Storm 3 came out. Like, what, 4, 5, 6 months later, Naruto Full Burst came out, which is Naruto Storm 3 2.0 with Sage Kabuto. That's exactly what it is. And then 6 months after that, 6, 7 months after that, Revolutions come out. Why are these games coming out so close to each other? And then on top of that, Revolutions is not a next gen console game. So as a man who has an Xbox One, I don't want to go out my way and spend $60 on Revolution. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go spend $60 on an Xbox 360 game when I have an Xbox One console. That's just, it's living in the past. Like, this is a new generation, guys. This is a new generation that we are in. And in the terms of consoles. And they're releasing a game that's released for 360, and then on top of that, when you do the math, you paid $60 for Naruto Storm 3. Then you paid $15 for Full Burst, which, or I don't know what the price, I think it was $15. So right there, that's about $68 if you include tax for Storm 3. So, and then if they release Revolutions, it's another $60. So you wasted $138 on basically the same game over and over again if CC2 doesn't decide to change stuff in the game. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of my issue with Naruto Storm 3 Revolutions coming out. Like, I will not be getting the game release day. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna watch other YouTubers play that game before I purchase it, or I'll let the price drop, because there's no way that I'm gonna spend $60 on a game that's coming out for Xbox 360 when I could spend $60 on a game that's new coming out on Xbox One, such as Evil Within, which is coming out in 2 days, or Quantum Break, which I could pre-order, or what's this game, Watch Dogs. Why would I buy a game that's for Xbox 360 when I have an Xbox One? You see, if Naruto Storm Revolutions did come out for next gens, I would really consider wasting $60. But the fact is, it's coming out for Xbox 360. It may be the same game with a little bit of changes, and that's what honestly worries me. Will this game have the changes that it needs to, you know, be different from Storm 3? Because in a lot of people's eyes, Storm 3 was a failure. It really was. It didn't hold up to Generations. And this is not only me speaking on this. Generations was a much more funner game than Storm 3, simply because the fact that there was less bullshit in the game. For example, there was no unsubbable jutsu. There was that saved replay thing that you could save replays when you had a really epic match. There was more balance. The only thing that wasn't balanced was like Masked Man and a couple of the characters, which is completely understandable because in Storm 3, you know, there's still characters like that. And you know, that's honestly what I feel like they should do is take the mechanics from Generations, the characters from Storm 3 with a few extras, and then release a couple of patches, you know, and things of that nature, and maybe a little bit more, you know, add a 4th combo, because they took that out from Gens 2. They only added 3 in Storm 3. They took a combo out. That was very ridiculous. Like, why would they do that? You know, I'm sort of ranting here, and I honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't mean to be you know, mean or anything to any of these developers that are, you know, making the game. I don't mean to be mean. I want the game to be the game that it should be. It should not be a repeat. It really shouldn't. You know, now the Storm 3 and Full Burst were basically a repeat of each other with one extra character. We should not be getting that as a community, and that's basically what I'm trying to say. There has to be change in the Naruto games. Like, why can't they, instead of, you know, stopping the Storm game, like, why don't, hold on, let me explain this. Why don't they stop making the Storm games and make another Broken Bonds? I never played a Naruto Storm Broken Bond game. I didn't play that game, but from what I've heard, that game actually had combos. Why not, you know, make a Broken Bonds 2? Why not? Is it impossible to make? No, it is not impossible to make. Do they have the will to make it? No. And you know why they don't have the will to make another Broken Bonds game? Is because they don't want to start fresh. They don't. They find it much easier. CC2 finds it much easier to copy and paste characters. That's a fact. And people buy the game no matter what. They just buy the game. They're like, you know what? It's gonna be the same game over and over again, but I'm gonna purchase the game. And I kind of look at those people and I'm like, you know, you're purchasing a game, but it's not. It's the same game over and over again. You're not really. You know, you're paying $60 every 6 to 8 months on a game that doesn't really change. They add a little bit of characters, change a little bit of the combos, probably add 1 or 2 maps, maybe a longer storyline, but that's it. That's all they do, and it's kind of weird. And the fact is that I feel like I'm gonna lose subscribers on this video because I'm stating a different viewpoint, because everyone always talks positive, what they want to see in the discussions, and now the Storm, you know, Revolutions. Everyone's talking about that, but they're not talking about the real things, like the money issues. Like, think about it. Like, it's the same game over and over again, and then they're gonna make it $60 for real, and then on top of it, they're not gonna make it a next-gen console game. So from what I heard, they're not making a next-gen console. It's only gonna be Xbox 360 and PS3. So I mean, that's my main points in this video, guys. Is, you know, it's gonna be the same game. It's gonna be the same game, and people are gonna buy it. And you know, with the people who are buying it, you know, that CC2 feels like, you know what, we're reeling in money, so let's just create the same game over and over again, and let's just keep banking. That is what's happening. There needs to be change within the Naruto game. They need to release a Broken Bonds 2. They need to release something that's different instead of us playing the same game. And it's almost like, you know, it's almost like freaking, I don't know. People are gonna end up playing Storm 3, Revolutions or whatever. They're gonna end up playing Revolutions, and then a month after saying, you know, the game's cool and stuff, they're gonna hate it. And that's the fact. That is the fact. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Peace out. Booty out.